Good morning, everyone. All right. How's everyone doing today? I got one thumbs up. Thank you. There's a couple more. Anyone having a crappy day? Wow, you guys are amazing. Okay. Flavia, are you still in Germany? Yeah. All right. Okay. So today, where are we? We're just to locate ourselves. We're in the 8th class of ACI 8. I was talking, and this is a whole course on where do all the beings live? I was thinking about this last night. I was talking to Connie. I'm like, where do all the beings are? Like, if you think about this idea of bodhisattvas, right? And this idea that, oh, I'm going to take care of all living beings. And you say, okay, well, what beings am I going to take care of? Let's take a step back. Like I was talking to Connie, and many of you may know her. I was talking to her last night. We went down to Phoenix last night, and we went out to dinner. We went to a movie. And I was like, Connie, what can you say about ACI 8? And she was like, oh, Tim. She's like, that's a fun course. I was like, yeah, I know. We were thinking like, okay, she challenged me to think about the connection between all the ACI courses. Like, why were they taught in the order that they're taught? Like, why don't we just teach them in different orders? Right? Why do we have to go through it in a particular order? And many of you may have come to this class. This might be your first ACI class. So why is this class important to you, versus having taken the 7 courses beforehand? Or maybe some of you have taken different courses at different times. Oh, I took, Shantideva's courses first, and then I took Lojong, and then someone taught you logic in ACI 13, and then you went back to meditation. Like, why that order, right? And I don't think there's a right or wrong order. Like, don't get me wrong. There's not a right or wrong order. But if one were to teach all the courses, like, why would you teach them in order? Right? Like, do you have to teach them in the order that they are, right? So it feels that way. It feels like, well, we should. I might have a different opinion sometimes, but why do we teach them the way we teach them? And in the last course, we learned all about the vows of a bodhisattva. What is it that, here's the recipe, right? Here's all the guides, all the things to do that maybe we don't know what to do. Like, we don't know we don't know all the good seeds to plant, right? We have an idea, we got to be good. We learned about karma beforehand. Then we learned about how karma works, and then we learned about, well, the flip side of karma is emptiness, right? So then we learned all about how to understand the relationship of karma and emptiness together, right? And then we were like, well, now you need to know all the things to do. So course 5 was karma. Course 6 was emptiness. Course 7 was, now we're not we're not enlightened beings yet, so we don't know what it takes to get there. We're getting an idea of what we're supposed to do. And so here's all these rules, not rules, commitments, ideas, behaviors. How should we act? How should we act towards people? And then, and I was like, well, then why? Like, what the hell are we doing in ACI 8? Okay. And Connie and I were like, well, first of all, bodhicitta, the first thing of, I have a wish for enlightenment to save all beings. That's a pretty big thing, right? How many beings are there? And where do they live? Who do I need to save? Who do I need to take care of? And who, so that's I think part of the reason, here we go. Who do I need to take care of now? Well, let's see here. What kind of beings are there? Well, there's desire realm beings. Okay, well, what kind of beings are in the desire realm? We got humans. Okay, that's easy. Then we got animals. Then we have hungry ghosts. Well, we can't see those, right? Then we have these hell realm beings. And how do the hell realm beings? I had a couple people say to me how the class was actually kind of nauseating on Tuesday to think about all the different types of ways that the hell beings suffer. Yeah, it was a lot. I think it was, for me, it was a lot. Right. And then we previously talked about the form realm beings. Then we talked about the formless realm beings, right? Here's all the different beings. Here's all the different beings for us to now take care of. And I think that's the first thing. Who are you? Who are you saving? Right. Then the second thing is we're going to get into today's class. How long? Right? How long do we all how long does the world last? We talked about the formation of the world. And now this whole next class is about how long. We were doing the what, what's in the box, what's in the world, what's in the universe, who's there? Who do you need to take care of? Then if on the flip side of it, and I've been emphasizing it, those could be you. It could be you, right? If you do so well in your meditation and you don't know what you're doing, and you get really attached to certain experiences in your meditation, you can then create the causes to be born in the form realm. Right? Which is kind of nice. It's a much nicer life. Right? But as we learn, it's still a suffering life. It's a life that maybe you live for millions of years, but then that karma wears out. Right? Or your meditation gets so good that there's 4 form realm levels. Okay, fine. Then your meditation gets so good, then you go to the formless realm, right? That's great. That's nice. The sensations are wonderful. The experiences are kind of blissed out. But again, those experiences can't last. And so they send you the karma shift and then those seeds wear out, and then you show up in, I don't know, the hell realms. Form realm beings run out of such good karma that the only thing they have left is to wake up in a realm where they're running around on molten lava, or worse, right? They're being cut up, or they're just screaming, or they're just naked on a ice cold barren land, and the wind's blowing really hard and their skin is blistering, right? All these things are possible, right? So I think that the second level of all of this is, okay, who do we take care of? Great, here's all the beings to take care of. And then maybe the bodhisattva ideal is too much for you. Well, then let's take a couple steps back and just worry about ourselves for a second. Because it's easy to worry about ourselves, I think. It's easy to worry about whether you're suffering and how you're suffering and how your body is and, you know, the things that you have or don't have. That's an easy thing to worry about. So you can worry about where you're going next. Okay. So, you know, I was, you know, as I was, you know, working through some of these ideas with Connie, it dawned on me that, you know, the Buddhist path is very sophisticated. It's using the normal things of this life, using the things that we normally experience, right? Pain, suffering, and uses it in a way to get out of it. It uses the things that are suffering to remove the suffering, right? It's very sophisticated in its ideas. Okay, so yeah, we want to be bodhisattvas. We want to take care of all living beings. And some of us may have that desire in our hearts. You know, you look at the suffering of others and you're like, I can't handle that anymore. You know, and it can be overwhelming, right? It can be very overwhelming to be looking around at, you know, like even, I didn't know what to, like weirdly last night I was, you know, I'm in this hotel down here and I went out to the pool, which is right here, which I'm going to after class. Thank you. The water is really nice in the morning when it's not, you know, blisteringly hot in this hell realm of Phoenix. Mark knows what it's like down here in the summer. I went out to the pool last night and I came back and there's a little sticker on the door. And it says, close this door all the way to keep the animals out. And there's a big picture of a scorpion on it. Okay. And I'm like, that's funny. I've never seen a scorpion in my life. You know, I've weirdly lived in Arizona for 10 years. You know, I've never seen a scorpion in my life. And then the other thing I'm thinking, that's really a weird sticker, like a thing to put on the wall here, because I also know what hotels do. You know, I'm not so happy about it, but I also know what hotels do. You know, to create a exquisite upscale experience, people don't like bugs, right? They don't like bugs. They don't like mosquitoes. They don't like scorpions. They don't like ants. They don't like cockroaches, right? All those things that love a resort that's well watered, right? There's green grass in this resort in Arizona. Okay, they obviously water it, right? So there's a lot of places for animals to live. So what do they do in hotels and big resorts? Because people don't like bugs. What do you think they do? Yeah,
Exterminate.
they get rid of them. They kill them, you know? So they have, you know, there's big companies that they're devoted to hotels and resorts. You know, I feel these guys that come around, it's like, I'm like, oh my God, all day long, all you do is murder insects, right? That's what this person's job is to murder insects, right? So I'm like, so I'm having these weird, like, this is what Buddhism does to your brain, and like into your heart. Like, sitting in a hotel, and I'm trying to like, wow, look at this sort of like beautiful realm that I've stepped into. And I'm thinking about the murder that makes it a beautiful realm. Right. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, why the hell do they have this sticker up? Right? They don't need a sticker because they killed them all. Right? They don't need for a sticker. I was like, that's funny. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I came in after the shower, or excuse me, after the going swimming. I went to take a shower, right? And in the bathtub was, guess what was in a bathtub? A scorpion. I'm like, this is funny. Like, this is even funnier. I've never seen a scorpion in my life. And now I see a sticker that says, make sure the door stays closed so there's no scorpions coming in. And then I seen one in the bathtub, and it's one of the really tiny ones. And apparently the really, really small ones hurt the most. Apparently, I don't know. I'm like, this is really funny. So I was like, I'm going to leave that in the bathtub. I took a shower and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And I started thinking, well, what would I do with any bug I found in the house? That's how I got rid of the cockroaches in my house, by the way. Didn't kill them. It's interesting because my tenants have cockroaches in their houses. And I don't have a cockroach in my house. And they're all Buddhist too, so no one wants to exterminate them. And I'm like, so I'm like, well, I should take this demon, this animal, right, that could really hurt me, and take it outside. Of course, I'm worrying about, well, if there's one little one in the bathtub, maybe they're in my bed, right? Anyway, so after the shower, I was like, well, I got to take this scorpion outside. So I got little tissue, like a tissue to blow your nose. And I kind of got it on there, and it starts running around, and I'm, kind of, try to keep it inside the tissue so it wouldn't come running out and then sting me. So I went outside and over here, and I was like, I'll put it out here. I was like, well, shit, I can't put it out in the grass, because I just watched 3 people walk through the grass going to the pool at 6 a.m. because it's the only time it's actually comfortable, in their bare feet. I can't put the scorpion out there because they'll step on it. And then I started walking a little bit further, and I'm like, well, I can put it over here, but I know that they spray this entire resort. So the scorpion's going to die. The scorpion's just doing scorpion things, right? And I'm like, well, shit. And then I keep walking. And this is a huge resort down here. It's in Paradise Valley. Get it? We're in Paradise Valley. It's paradise, right? And and this scorpion has nowhere to go. There's nowhere in this realm that's safe for this scorpion. So I keep walking, right? And it's a huge resort. And I walk to the edge of the resort and put it outside of the fence. Like, I was like, here you go. It's safer over here. Like, I don't know where else to put it, right? Okay, why did I just tell you that story? Why did I just waste 3 minutes on scorpions? 5 minutes on scorpions? Come on. You guys are smart. You come to all the classes. So it's usually like, we have 150 people that come in the beginning, and there's usually 50 in the end that stick around. Who's going to answer?
Well, it's just in the Bodhisattva path, you have to think about everything. So much you have to think about that you didn't before.
Right. It's like we have to think about all of these beings we're going to save. In the realm of a scorpion, like, it's weird, right? This scorpion somehow survived all the bug spray, and now it just happens to be in my bathroom. right? I didn't go to the hotel. I didn't go complaining to them because I know they'll come in the room and spray the room when I'm out at dinner, right? Like, no, I got to take care of this being and I got to find a place for it. Paradise Valley is not a paradise for the scorpion. Right? You have to think about the perspective of all living beings. Right? And Sydney just said, and I have the energy, time, and patience to do it. Not so sure I'm patient. But it's a commitment. It's like you make a commitment to save all these beings. Like, and then I was late picking up, JB and Connie, they took a nap. We're still on jet lag from France, right? So I took them a while to wake up. We were late for dinner. But it would all worked out extremely beautifully, right? And then we saw a very difficult movie, which I'll tell you about later. It's my second big story for today. Okay, so I'm sort of in this paradise realm, right? Paradise Valley. But this is a samsaric realm. Or is it? Or does it have to be? Right? And I think that's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to a place we're trying to create the causes using suffering, because that's what we know and are living in, to flip it all on its head. You see, we're trying to use what we have to turn it into something different, to have different seeds. Okay. All right. So we've done all of that kind of like descriptors, right? So then the natural question comes up. Well, Tim, how long does it take? How long do I have to be a bodhisattva for? How long do I have to plant good seeds? How long would it be before I transform a life, a life that's been around for quite a while? And we learned about that in where? ACI 4. Okay. I'm trying to give you guys an understanding of the path. Okay. We learned about, well, there wasn't a beginning and there's not an end, right? There's a continuation of awareness. So how long do I have to be good? Like, can I just stop being good at some point? Like, it's a lot of effort. Like, as Sydney said something cool, like, yeah, it took a long time and energy, and it did take a kind of patience and a little bit of fear, right? I don't want to get stung by a scorpion. It hurts, apparently. I don't like all of those things to just take this little tiny being outside and save it in some capacity, right? How long do I have to do that for as a bodhisattva, right? How long do I have to be a goody little two shoes? Like, can I just have fun and enjoy the pool? Right? I'm trying to, like, I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'm just talking about myself, and I'm probably just talking to myself anyway. But like, I kind of get annoyed. I'm like, can I just not have to think like this all the time? Can I just relax? Maybe you can relax and think like that. Do you think Buddhists don't party hard? Alina almost just spit out her coffee laughing. Okay. So how long does it take? This class is about how long. All right. This is a how long class. There we go. All right. So in the Abhidharma, or in the chapter 3 of the Abhidharma, okay, we're talking about the world. We divide the way that Abhidharma divides the world. Okay, so just keep in mind what we're talking about now is how long do I have to be a goody two shoes? Okay, how long do I have to follow my bodhisattva vows for until I become enlightened? Okay, how long do I have to keep taking scorpions out of the bathtub? Okay, how long do I need to keep caring for people who are suffering in war? People who are subject to poverty, people who are, experiencing tremendous suffering. How long do I have to do this for? Like, how long will it take? Okay. Then you start asking the question. Here's the other question. How long did it take for me to get here? 54 people on a Saturday morning, afternoon, evening. You're spending your Saturday, right, Janet? It's Saturday night. Instead of partying hard, Janet in Taiwan, I think you're in Taiwan right now, is partying hard with ACI 8, right? Partying hard with all these bodhisattvas around the world, right? There she goes. Let's see, she's partying now, right? You guys are probably watching, you're not watching gallery view. Okay. All right. So there she is. Janet's partying in Taiwan. Okay. Janet, I need your help for Kyoto. We need some help over there. Right? You're choosing your Saturday to talk about the only reason Sophia is here is because she doesn't have a boyfriend. It's a good reason to come to a class. Okay. Go get a boyfriend and bring your boyfriend to class. How about that? And you guys can party together on a Saturday night. So how long has it been since you and me and all of us, how long has it been since we've tried to practice our bodhisattva vows to get to this point where we're not wasting our time on a Saturday night partying in a way that creates more suffering, right? How many of us are just hanging out? Like, I want to do this. I want to do this so bad that I'm sitting here on a weekend while everyone else is out partying, everyone else is watching movies. By the way, you should party and you should watch movies and you should relax, but you should do it with wisdom. There's a difference. Okay. But you're using your valuable time to be in a class, right? Because you think something you're going to experience is going to be valuable, probably first level for yourself, so you don't have to go running around having your body ripped up by hell guards or run through forests of razors, right? Or you're just like, how do I save all these beings? Like, and both motivations are necessary. Okay, don't think that you aren't a living being to take care of. Right? So let's don't be stupid Buddhists. You have to take care of yourself too. Like, don't be someone who's just only running around taking care of others and not taking care of yourself. Oh, I have to love others before I can love myself, or I have to love myself first before I can love others. That's stupid. Put that on social media. Okay. Doesn't mean don't love yourself, and it doesn't mean don't do those things. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. So the question really is, how long? How long has it been since you and I started to get to this place? So in the Abhidharma Kosha, they divide things into kalpas, which is a Tibetan word. You probably have heard the word before. We translate it as eon. Okay, eon in English is a long freaking time. Okay. How long is an eon? Really long. Like, I think the number is something, it's countless. They use this word countless all the time. Seme, right? It's countless years, like some gigantically huge number, like 10 to the 60th power. Okay. Years. You know, a huge number. I don't think it's quite that long, but it's a significantly huge number. Okay. So they divide the world and they divide time into eons, right? Sort of like if you're thinking about like the era of the dinosaurs, right? The Jurassic era, okay? The time of the dinosaurs, of a particular time of the dinosaurs, the Jurassic era, okay? How many millions of years was the Jurassic era? I don't know, 50 million? It's a long freaking time, right? If you think about, like, if you actually think about how long beings have been on this planet, and here we are living, you know, short lifespans, maybe 80 years, maybe 90, maybe less, depending on your karma. You know, 50 million years and your little measly 80-year lifespan. Okay. Hopefully it's longer than that. It's so insignificantly short compared to a 50 million year Jurassic era. I think it's longer than that. Hold on. What is the... Oh, not bad. I was pretty close. The Jurassic era was 56 million years. Okay, just made that. There we go. 56 million years. That's just one small era of all the dinosaurs. Okay. What is 50? Let's give a, just giving you guys a percent. This is relevant, folks. So let's say average lifespan is 80 years. And the Jurassic era was 56 million. Okay. That's how long your lifespan is in a percent. Okay. 0.00, like, you know, it's not quite that, but you guys understand math. Okay. So that's how long your life is. Okay. What about the life of a, I don't know, a cockroach? Maybe a cockroach lives 6 months. Let's just do this just for shits and giggles. That's how long a cockroach, that's the percentage of time. Okay. Now we're in like exponents. Right. And Sydney only knows Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift will only be famous for 10 years, maybe 20. Okay. Insignificant. Your life is this long, right? And this is, we're just talking about dinosaurs. Okay. Why are we talking about dinosaurs? Okay. This is like, think about, these are how long eons are, right? Kalpas are huge periods of time. Okay. So think of a kalpa like the Jurassic era, 56 million years. Okay. It's actually longer than that, but just conceptualize. Okay. Are we there? Can you guys conceptualize 56 million years? Okay. So we have different kinds of eons. All right. We have destruction eons. Okay. we have formation eons, and then we have continuation eons. Okay, there's 3. And you guys get a PowerPoint about this. Where are you? Clearly not there. There you are. All right, here you go. Types of eons: destruction eons, formation eons, and continuation eons. For $50, why did I not present this as formation, continuation, and destruction? Why did I present it as destruction, formation, continuation? Because I'm grumpy. That's not a $50 answer. Not grumpy. Chris got it. Not quite. No. Sorry, Chris. Let's see here. I'm going to split it between Tracy and Louisa. Okay. Mainly it's to focus on the idea that there's a cycle. Okay. The idea is that the world, these cycles of creation, of destruction, creation, continuation, keep going. All right. So we focus on, so the idea of starting with destruction and then recreation, get us into the mood of there's a cycle that happens over. If it happened once, it'll happen again. We're thinking in cosmic terms, right? Apparently, according to scientists, that the Big Bang happens over and over again, right? The world expands and then it collapses on itself. Then the world expands and blows up again, and then it collapses on itself. And yes, Shanti, you have answered the very next question, which is which part of the eons are we in right now? Well, we're in a destruction eon, according to the Abhidharmakosha. According to the Abhidharmakosha. Okay. Now, there's a 4th type of eon, which we really don't talk too much about. It's called the Great Eon. We'll talk about that in a second. But mainly, we want to talk about these 3. There's 4, but there's main 3: destruction, formation, continuation. Okay. Now, there's something we also need to understand about eons, is that the Abhidharmakosha then divides eons into intermediate eons. What are you talking about, Tim? Okay, so we have an eon, and each eon has intermediate eons. Okay, what does that mean? It has parts, right? So you're dividing these large chunks of time into smaller chunks of time. Okay, that's not too bad. They call them intermediate eons. Okay. Typically, it's very sweet the way they describe it, is that there are 20 intermediate eons. There's 20 parts to the destruction eon. There's 20 parts to the formation. There's 20 parts to the continuation. All right. So there's 60 parts. Okay. This is the conception of the world. All right. So in your head, think of these 3 circles. Oops. Not yet, Tim. Think of these 3 circles. Right? In each of these 3 circles, gets divided into 20, like imagine it's a pizza, all right? And there are 20 slices of pizza in each one. I'm going to guarantee, I can't guarantee, because if it happened before, it happened again. But I don't think anyone has ever described the separation of an eon as a pizza, okay? They're taking a slice, there's 20 slices of pizza in each of an eon. So there's a total of 60 slices of pizza, all right? How's that? And just for shits and giggles, my next slide, this was not on purpose, is a cat. Because cats are cute. Okay. So I just want you have to understand, like, this is the hardest part. This is just understanding the framework. And then from the framework, we're going to describe what happens in all of those different spaces. Okay. There's three main types of eons. Primarily three. For those of you who know there are four, right? There are primarily three. We're going to talk about three. Learn to be a good Buddhist debater. Primarily, there are three. Destruction, formation, right? After you destroy something, things have to start again, okay? Destroy, boom, right? Now it has to start again. You rebuild. And then after you rebuild, you have a period of time where things continue on, right? They continue onwards. And then things get destroyed. In each of those main sections, destruction, formation, continuation, they then have 20 parts each. Okay, so there's 20 sections each in each of those three for a total of 60. This was a phenomenally difficult class to listen to when Geshe Michael talked about it, because he kept pointing to, it was only audio back then, and he keeps pointing to a screen or a chalkboard or whatever he was writing on. It's like, here's where we are. We're doing this, and this is what's happening here, and this is what's happening here. I'm like, I was like, the hell do I, like, I don't know where there is, right? So you have to conceptualize the world in three circles, three pizzas. Each of the pizzas have 20 slices each, okay? Now a great eon, and this is something I didn't figure out. I tried to figure it out, but I couldn't figure it out. And I will try to keep trying to figure out. And if someone else figures it out, let me know. So the fourth main type of eon is called a great eon. And a great eon consists of 80 intermediate eons. Okay, so it consists of 80 slices of pizza. Okay. I don't understand. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. I don't understand this distinction, because if we're talking about destruction, formation, continuation, and there's a cycle, right? You would think that one full cycle would be a great eon. Okay. But a great eon is one full cycle plus one more. Okay, so it's one full cycle is 60 slices of pizza. A great eon is 80 slices. 80 intermediate eons. I don't understand. Okay. I'm not an Abhidharma expert. And there was I was trying to study it in the class, and Geshe said, rah, rah, and then it didn't make sense. And he just said in 2 sentences and went on. So I will ask him 30 years after teaching it what he meant by it. Or we just have to wait until Stanley gets to chapter 3 of the Abhidharma Kosha in the mixed nuts, and we'll get the answer. So you should come to that. Get it? We'll find out the answer in 5 years. Some of you will be in the mixed nuts class, and we're going to remember, now we understand what the hell a great eon is. All right. Speaking of which, the mixed nuts are changing. We're starting in the first week of October, and we're going to be going to classes once a week. We're going to have classes once a week, every week of the year. Okay. So instead of doing 3 times a year for insane number of hours of a day, and then entirely exhausted by the end of 16 days, we're going to do mixed nuts once a day, once a week for 3 hours. And it's going to interrupt our normally scheduled programs. So if we have an ACI program and there happens to be a Monday, we will do mixed nuts on Monday, wherever we are. If you're in a DCI program, or you're in a YSI program, or you're wherever you are, we will interrupt our normally scheduled program with this special announcement. Okay, called the mixed nuts. Right? And Shanti, that's a very, very true and depressing statement you just made. Okay. When we get to chapter 3 of the Abhidharma Kosha, will all of us still be here? And this is the most depressing thing that gets said in these classes. Who will be the first one who won't be here? Wow, I took you from celebration to depression in 5 seconds. It wasn't my fault. You can blame Shanti. Okay. And each of us, and here's the deal, folks. Each of us thinks, well, I will be the one who's there. Who is it going to be? And you look around. Let's look at the squares on the screen. Which one of you won't be here in 5 years? I saw a meme the other day. This guy pre-recorded himself in a coffin trying to get out. So when he did die and they put him in the ground, his family played the audio of him like knocking from inside the coffin, right? Like they're playing, Amazing Grace on the, what the hell is that thing called? Bagpipes, right? Putting the coffin in the ground. Everyone's crying, right? Because it's sad. It's a hard moment. It is a really hard moment. And then some family member plays this audio of the person who had just died pretending to be in the coffin, like saying, hey, let me out. It's dark in here, right? And everyone started laughing, right? And it made the moment probably better for everybody. But who in the next 5 years won't be here? Right? Put it on your calendar. Everyone put it on your calendar in 5 years. You get a calendar notification that says, oh, Tim reminded me to think about who's now dead from 5 years ago. Actually, you all should do that. That's your homework. In your calendar, I want you to put an event that said, Tim said 5 years ago, who from this class is no longer with us? And maybe your calendar invite will not go off. Maybe you'll be the one. And I'm not saying this like I hope that's the case. In fact, I hope all of us have long, long lives. And that what I just said, we will all say, well, no one died, Tim. And then we're going to celebrate. Okay. Five years in comparison to one intermediate eon, one slice of pizza is absolutely no time whatsoever. Okay. So let's get our minds into expansive time. Okay, so here we are. Wow, we went from great eons to under the ground. That's great. Okay. So so we're going to talk about the eon of destruction now. Okay. What does an eon of destruction look like? Okay. So in the eon of destruction, as I said, there's 20 slices of pizza. Okay. So an eon of destruction starts, and it's weird when we think of it this way, but we're on our planet, right? Think of planet Earth. Okay. The eon of destruction starts when there's no more beings in the Avicii hell realms, meaning no respite, the lowest of the hell realms, or the worst of the worst. When that realm, right, or that place beings are no longer being born there in this world, on this planet, that's when an eon of destruction starts. So the first time I heard this, I was like, so what you're saying is when beings are no longer born in the hell realms because their karma, or the no respite, because their karma is so good, because they're not being born there, that's the beginning of the eon of destruction? I'll say it again. The eon of destruction starts when beings are no longer being born in the lowest of the hells. So the question is, so are you saying that beings' karma is actually getting better, so they're not being reborn there? That's what we're saying. I want someone to explain how that's possible. And I did say it, and I said it the first time, and every other subsequent repetition of it, there were 2 other repetitions of it, I did not say the key thing, but I said it the first time. And I'm teaching you guys how to think like Buddhists. So when we get to ACI 13, it's going to be a blast, and we're going to have fun. We're going to make, if I can make ACI 8 interesting, I can make ACI 13 interesting. Yes, Anastasia, very nice. This doesn't mean that beings aren't being reborn in Avicii. They're just not being reborn in Avicii here. How do they get to those other planets? Or those other places? They don't fly. Come on. Be more specific. Yes, through the rebirth process, right? The Bardo beings, right? Bardo beings just move their mind and they can just go wherever. Okay, there you go. It's not like beings lose their karma. They just go someplace else. And for some reason, and according to the Abhidharma Kosha, in the destruction of Eon, the Eon of destruction, the hell, it starts when that lowest hell starts clearing out. Beings are no longer born there. Okay. So, and that period goes on until the outer world no longer exists. Okay. All right. So what's happening here? So one by one, these realms start clearing out of beings. For some reason, unbeknownst to this Abhidharma scholar, or lack of scholarship of me, these beings, these realms keep clearing themselves out. Okay, one by one, lowest, next lowest, right? They just keep clearing over time. How much time? Eons. intermediate eons. How long is an intermediate eon? Forever. Countless years, okay? Like maybe an intermediate eon is like the Jurassic era, okay? But bigger than that, right? So it takes 56, we're just using numbers right now that are meaningless. It takes 56 million years for all the beings to get out of the lowest realm. Then it takes another 56 million years for the next one to go, okay? It takes 19 of those 56 million year periods, which are actually much longer than that, to clear out all the realms, okay? So as you guys get, it's like, get it, it takes a long time for this to happen. So this is what the Abhidharma says happens in the destruction of the universe, the destruction of this planet, I guess, you know, and don't think it's silly. Okay. And I have a thing to say about that in a second, right? Like this is someone writing about the destruction of the world. Okay. So after 19 slices of pizza, okay, you know, you got your eon of destruction that has 20 slices of pizza. After 19 of them, okay, the first thing that happens on our world is that the rains stop coming. And they say that the pleasure beings no longer send rains. Why? Because the great pleasure beings who are in the first form realm are no longer in the first form realm anymore, because that's been cleared out. Okay. So the rains stop coming. And then imagine our sun starts to supernova, okay? And eventually our sun will, and then our planet will be destroyed. Okay, hopefully by then we will have discovered how to go to other planets. Maybe we won't need to go to other planets. Maybe we will be enlightened by then. I don't know. So just imagine you're looking up the sky, this sun starts going supernova. Of course, there's no beings left at this point, but just imagine you can see it, right? And then a second sun rises in the sky, meaning I'm guessing what it means, you know, is there's two suns, right? They say the second sun rises, creating a tremendous amount of heat. So all the smaller bodies of water dry up. Then a huge amount of time passes, then a third sun arises. It's even hotter, so all the rivers begin to dry up. A fourth one rises. And the Great Lakes evaporate. Now it's getting pretty damn hot. Okay. A fifth one rises. And then, you know, if you guys remember the construction of the world, like the concentric circles of the mountains, right? From earlier in the book class, which I know you guys drew pictures of, right? The outer sea evaporates. Okay. With the sixth one, all the continents in the central mountain. You guys know this little fun mudra, the central mountain, Mount Meru. As that sun comes up, turns everything into dust. Sort of like I'm kind of imagining like great wildfires just burning up the land, right? So hot that the mountains burn and they're gone in a cloud of smoke. All right. And then finally, a seventh sun comes up and the whole world is just engulfed in flames. Okay. You know, sun supernovas, the world is just gone. All right. Probably seen the movies where planets blow up. What's the best planet blowing up movie ever? Francisco. Come on. Okay, there's actually a tie. Okay, so Alderaan in Star Wars, and then the planet in Ender's Game. I don't know. I think there's a tie on that one. I'm glad I didn't add it. I'm glad I didn't offer any money. Okay. Right. Planet's blowing up in like 2 seconds. Okay. So imagine that whole destruction, right? That period of time where it takes forever. It takes so long we can't conceive of it happening. All right. But all of those different suns that arise all happen within one intermediate eon in the 20th slice of pizza. Okay. All right. So now what happens? Now you guys know how the world starts. Okay. We talked about that way early on. Remember, the wind blows, starts blowing, right? Then they start spinning, right? And then land starts forming and all this other stuff, right? How long does the eon of formation last for? I already told you. It lasts for 20 intermediate eons. Okay. So we have this destruction period, which lasts for 20 slices of pizza, countless times. And then the eon of creation, what am I calling it? Formation, creation takes another 20 slices of pizza. And it starts from the moment that wind blows, the wind blows. Okay. And for those of you who have Vajrayana empowerment, think about that part of the sadhana, the wind blows, as the Abhidharma's conception of the creation of the world. Okay. And that continues on up until the first being shows up in Avicii. Okay, it takes 20 slices of pizza for the wind to blow and for the first being to be born in no respite. Narme. So I think it's interesting, right? The first beings that are born in a world are hellbound beings. And that's interesting. And then the first ones to indicate the end of the world is the hellbound beings clear out. Interesting. Okay. Then things start. Alina, I don't know. I'm just talking. This is the Abhidharma. We'll learn when we get to chapter 3. And these may not even be questions they ask. It's interesting, different groups, these may not even be questions that were ever even answered. Entry point is hell, I guess. I don't know. Think about it. Maybe that's a good meditation. Why? Like, why? Why are hellbound beings an indicator of? Because that's what then transitions into the middle eon, or the eon of continuation, which lasts for 20 eons, but lasts for 20 intermediate eons, 20 slices of pizza. Guess what I'm having for lunch? Okay. So you guys I know you're getting bored, but stay with me. We're almost at the punchline. So how long, this is the question. So then how long is an intermediate eon? There's 20 intermediate eons in the eon of continuation. Okay. Again, they say it's inestimable, right? Seme. You can't know how long those are. But what they describe is the lifespan of a human. All right. And so they have this kind of range where the lifespan starts 80,000 years. Okay. And it goes from 80,000 years. There's like the one extreme. Human capacity to live is 80,000 years, according to the Abhidharma. Or it can go down to 10 years. Okay. So there's this wide range of lifespan possibilities. So an intermediate eon in the eon of continuation consists of the if we start at a lifespan of 10 and we increase to 80,000 and then decrease back to 10. That's one intermediate eon. Okay. In the eon of continuation. I'll say it again. To measure the time that it takes to be in an intermediate eon, of which there are 20 in the greater kalpa of continuation, after the hell realm beings show up and before the hell realm beings leave, each of those pizza slices lasts for the amount of time it takes for the human lifespan to go from 10 to 80,000 back to 10. Okay. There should be a whole bunch of questions showing up in your head right now. Okay. So what this is suggesting is that civilizations have risen and fallen many, many times. Oh, well, Tim, what about the dinosaurs? There were no humans around when we had dinosaurs. Okay. This is where I want to get to today. One of the things I want to get to. Don't think that these ideas are stupid or that the world couldn't operate this way. You know, how many, the conceptions of the world, every generation thinks that their view of the world is correct. What creates your view of the world? Your karma. Okay. So, but on the other hand, what is it? So maybe Vasubandhu saw it this way, had the karma to see it this way. But what does that do? Okay, so fine. Maybe humans are not the key center point of the universe. Let's roll our eyes at thinking we're the center point of the entire universe. Okay. But does any of that, because the world's not flat anymore, does that change? I had this weird thought yesterday. We all have these conceptions of the world and we fight with each other about things we technically really can't answer directly. Like, who's God? Where did we go? Where did we come from? Where are we going? Right? Oh, there are 20 slices of pizza in the age of continuation. And each of those slices of pizza are measured by the lifespans of humans, which go from 10 to 80,000 back to 10. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Or we could take, well, actually, you know, science has shown us, because science is the truth, right? Science has shown us that, well, humans just appeared 50,000 years ago on this planet. Okay, that's nice. And before that, you know, 141 million years ago, or whatever it is, was the beginning of the Jurassic era, and there were big dinosaurs. Okay. Okay, that's fine. But do any of those fights change who you are right now and the things you're experiencing right now? Does it change that you need to get up and have pancakes for breakfast? Or that you have to get up and go to the bathroom, or you have to go to the doctor because your back hurts, or that, you know, you're looking for love and companionship? Like, none of those ideas change the fact that you have desires and needs, right? It doesn't change the fact that you need food and sleep and health and companionship. Does it matter if the Triceratops lived 155 million years ago, or that in an intermediate eon of the sixth slice of pizza, the lifespan was, you know, 20,000 years? What the hell difference does it make? Like, we still are here. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like, the way that we see the world right now is we're seeing it because of our certain karmas we have. All right. But we're learning about the Abhidharma conception of it. And the world lasts for a long time. According to science, the truth, this world has been around for 13 billion years. And will probably be around for another 13 billion years before it collapses in on itself. Okay, maybe that's what the Abhidharma is talking about. Can you conceive of 26 billion years? No, you can't, right? That's the point. Okay. Now we're going to get to the fun part of class. Okay. So here's where some of the numbers start coming in. How long does it take to become a Buddha, according to the Abhidharma? How long does it take? Countless. That's right. Fine. Countless. It's 3. Here we go. 3 times. Why am I typing into bed? 3 times. It takes 3 times 3x. All right. And where x equals countless. All right. I'm putting this in the, never written this out like this. And countless, okay, equals 10 to the 59th power. Okay, so okay, so get it? There's your math. That's how long it takes to become a Buddha. 3 times countless numbers of great eons. So we need to have 10 to the 59th power of great eons, which are 80 slices of pizza. Okay. We need 10 to the 58. No, right. Right. So how many times does the world have to begin and end according to this? Roxana's doing the numbers in her head. Roxana, if you want to get like really nerdy, all of these numbers are in the Abhidharma Kosha, and someone actually tried to figure it out from the 13th century. We'll find the text and we're going to translate it. Okay. We're going to figure out the exact number of countless great, like how many pizzas. We're just going to write an article for Elephant Journal about countless pizzas, okay, to determine how long it takes to become a Buddha. All right. How does that feel to everybody? How do you feel about that? Forever is a little bit too long. Yes. Okay. So exactly. It sounds like an impossibility. Okay. And you guys know about karma. Okay. So first of all, I guess I have to get through all the homework before I go off on a tangent here. So first of all, when does a Buddha appear in this world, right? Like a Buddha appears only in times of degeneration. They only appear they appear when lifespans are decreasing. And they tend to only appear when lifespans get around 100 or so years. Okay. And when lifespans get around 20 years, 10 years, something low like that, the Buddhas can't appear because there's too much suffering. Right? There's too much degeneration. Right? There's kind of a sweet spot, so that Abhidharma says. Right? I had an idea. Hold on just 1 second. Tim's going on a self tangent. Hold on. I'll look something up here. Where are you? I want to look at something and give it to you guys. I did that then. Where did I put it? Can't find it right now. It's not important. Okay, so now, at this point, we understand that if you follow what the Abhidharma says, it feels pretty damn hopeless. Right? If it takes 3 times a countless number of great eons, where countless is 10 to the 59th power of great eons, which is 80 slices of pizza, 80 intermediate eons, right? Laura, your dog is so cute. Then it feels a little hopeless, right? It also can feel like there isn't a lot of, what are we doing, right? So here's my third reason. There were 3 reasons why we come to ACI 8, why we have ACI 8. What was the first reason? Notice that this class was completely planned. First reason. What were the first 2 reasons that we had ACI 8 in this series? Right. First, who are we going to take care of? Right? Who are we going to take care of? What was the second reason? Right. Exactly. So we ourselves don't want to fall into those other realms. And I would say going into the form and formless realm is a falling into, even though it's a going up or something like that. You know, right? So one is, who are we going to help? Yay, all these beings. Second motivation. Well, we don't want ourselves, we don't want to fall into the lower realms, right? Which is really also saying, I don't want other beings to fall into other realms, right? I don't want other beings to fall into lower realms either, right? I want to save them. Now, the third reason, I actually did say it already, but we're getting deeper into it, is the time. How long does it take to stop this stupid ass cycle? Okay. How long, right? And is there a way to do it so it's done faster? Because the Abhidharma Kosha says, well, 3 times 10 to the 59th, countless great eons, then you can become a Buddha. Woohoo. I might as well just kill all the scorpions and go sit by the pool and drink a beer, because, and I can be a really nice person and just relax, But that's not the only answer, right? That's not the only answer. And I'm going to give the answer in a very, hopefully, direct way. 2 weeks ago, we did what I considered to be kind of the culminating experience of ACI. What do we try to get people to? What is our goal as an ACI organization, right? Our goals are many. Our goals are, one, is to provide a way for people to live happy and for people to be happy and to have successful lives. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a world where individuals can be happy and be successful, and whatever success means to them, right? Our second main goal is to, there's JB going to the pool to do yoga, which now he's doing his yoga. Now, this is the point. Hold on to that thought. The second main thing is we want to change the paradigm of the world, where people don't operate at a level of competition, but rather a level of cooperation, because people understand seeds. And when you start to understand seeds, you start to understand the consequences of your actions. And if you want to watch a movie about someone struggling with the consequences of their actions, go see Oppenheimer. Phenomenal film. How does one celebrate creating something that kills people? Right? Interesting karmas. But we want to change that from competition, war, to one of cooperation. And then our third one is to take care of all living beings everywhere, right? So, but how do we do that? And how do we do that in a not countless way, right? If you start understanding karma and emptiness really well, if you start understanding how all of these things fit together, and you study your ACI courses, and you keep coming, like we repeat a lot of things over and over again because personally, I'm not that intelligent. I need to hear it over and over and over again. Because if I don't, I just wash the scorpions down the drain. I could have just opened up the drain and washed that scorpion away, right? But I didn't. But it's taken me years to get to a point where I like hear something that could kill me. I don't know, but that scorpion could have seriously hurt me. I could be allergic to it. My heart could have stopped if it stung me, right? But I chose to take care of it. If you really start taking care of beings and understand karma and emptiness, and understand that the world that's appearing to you, even this paradise could be a hell realm for a different being. Okay, I'm looking out, and actually technically it will be because it's going to be about 44 degrees centigrade today, 115 degrees. So that's kind of a hell realm, I would say, in some capacity. But the world that's appearing to you right now could be any world. Okay, any world could be appearing depending on your karma. Anything could be appearing to you. You could be any being in the world. You could be anything. You could be a hell realm being. You could be a form realm being. Right? It just takes a shift of perceptions. And if you just practice all of those things and you keep your vows well, then you will start having experiences. And what I mean by experiences is you will start seeing the world very, very differently. You will start having naturally, because your seeds will force you to have them, will start naturally having a Vajrayana type experience, a diamond way experience. It'll just start happening. If you study, if you meditate, if you take care of other beings the best that you can. Take your scorpions outside. Then you start having a very different view of the world and of yourself and the possibility. And that's how you enter the diamond way. Okay. That's how you enter the diamond way. It's not about, did I get 18 courses done and get 18 certificates? It's not like that. You will be forced by your karma to have certain experiences. And you will have those experiences. And by understanding the depths of karma and emptiness, then you can change that 3 times countless great eons into something that could be a single lifetime. Because all of it is empty. Right? All of it is empty. Including who you think you are. You aren't who you think you are. And your capacity and your potential is so much higher than you could even imagine. And that's why you get up and spend your Saturdays with ACI. So do your 18 courses, get your certificates, but those aren't the causes, right? But if you can have that culminating experience that ACI offers, then you, by getting into the diamond way, then you have a chance of doing something that's not going to take countless eons, right? It doesn't have to take countless eons. And I really believe is if you guys are here in this class and you're listening in these classes, you already have done it before. You've already tried it before. And your karma is forcing you to get back to it. Because it's not normal to take a Saturday. 60 people taking a Saturday to listen to a description of the world based on 80 slices of pizza. You see. Okay. And I hope each and every one of you has an incredibly delicious form of pizza this evening or this morning. And I'm very happy that you're here. Thanks for joining. I did invite Janet Chen to help us out with Kyoto. We do need help with our events coming up. We have a tremendous need, you know, as we're expanding around the world. And if you would like to help any of these events, please reach out to, let's see here. We have Francisco. We're going to pin Francisco. Here he is. Hello, Francisco. Hi. The person who asked me to do this had to leave. That's Alejandro. Who else is here? If you don't come to my classes, you're not going to get, nope. Reach out to Francisco. And he can help guide you to helping ACI. So thank you all very much for joining today on this beautiful day. There's someone else I'd like to highlight. Here she is. Here's Svetlana. Hi, Svetlana. Hi. She's helping us out tremendously with the foundation courses. She sends me messages to remind me I have class. Thank you very much. She does so many things in the background as a volunteer. Thank you, Svetlana, for doing everything you do. And we have a ton of translators, which you guys already know because many of you are listening to this class in translation. And if you didn't have it in translation, you couldn't be here. So please thank those translators excessively with pizza or whatever thing they like the most. Cool. Thank you all very much for joining. When's my next class? I think it's Tuesday. Tuesday? Yes, next class, class 9 of ACI 8 is on the 15th, on Tuesday, whatever time Tuesday is for you. So thank you all for joining very much. Happy Saturday. And yeah, traditionally, turn on your mics and send us off.
Thank you for an amazing class.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Arrivederci,
you.
mulțumim, Tim, la revedere.
Have a
Thank you,
nice
Chen.
Thank you for
Bye.
teaching.
谢谢。
谢谢老师及所有志工天使们，谢谢你们。
Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Done. Thank you.
谢谢Tim老师，谢谢翻译，谢谢，感谢大家，感恩。
老师，感恩thầy.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your weekend. Relax. Have some fun.